Yeah, guys, we're going to get into our next segment, which is our main topic, where we are going to be discussing our top 10 personal favorite sci-fi films of all time. We're going to be doing from 10 through 6, name our movies, talk about them for a little bit. 5 through 2, name our movies, talk about them a little bit.
And if you have any honorable mentions, like 3 if you
honorable
have
mentions. So yeah.
You mean this isn't my top 10 movies from director Michael Siffy?
No, nope. It's Michael Bay.
Oh, well, that's what I missed.
Yeah, and then we're gonna discuss our number 1 favorite pick. So yeah,
as people typically do in top 10s.
Yeah, exactly.
They usually do say they're number 1.
Yeah, so so we're gonna start with our 10 through 6, or if you have any honorable mentions to bring up, Travis, it starts with you.
This was a really, really bad idea. So, I'm gonna start off by saying, holy crap, this is probably the hardest list I've done.
It was for me. It was a hair easier, and I use easier lightly because both are so hard. It was a hair easier than the top 10 films one,
but
God. Once again, so hard. Disney was still to me probably the hardest.
I don't think Disney was the hardest, honestly, because there's so many sci-fi films that I just love so much, and honestly, my top 10 list could literally just all be number ones. Like, honestly, like they're all just number ones.
I completely honest. I made my list in 5 minutes, and then I completely changed everything multiple times as the week went on. I'm like, nope. And then just today, I remembered a movie that I love that I completely forgot about, and I was driving over here, and I'm like, oh my God, like how, like you see, I've crossed out on this list. Like I completely forgot about a movie, and so I had to add it on and sort of rearrange my list last minute. But yeah, I'm locked in on this one. So, Travis, get us started.
Okay, so honorable mentions. I have 5 honorable mentions.
Okay.
Because they're all number ones. My 5 honorable mentions are, in no particular order, Interstellar, with Mr. Matthew McConaughey.
Christopher Nolan film.
Christopher Nolan film. Moon, which was an excellent film if you haven't seen it. The Martian.
Yes, that was also a good movie.
Mr. Matt Damon. He's stuck on the Mars. It's a good film.
Yeah.
Avatar, the James Cameron movie.
Okay.
Not the M. Night Shyamalan, The Last Airbender.
Well, nobody talks about that one.
Yeah, it was the live-action Pocahontas remake.
Yeah. And lastly, but not leastly, yes, I used the word leastly.
Leastly? Oh, man, I cringed.
I put Gojira, the first Godzilla movie.
Okay.
Because of me being a huge Godzilla fan.
Okay.
And there are so many more films I could put on this list, but to start off my 10 through 6, I start at number 10 with Ghostbusters, because
it counts.
I do love me some Ghostbusters on a good day. The next one, number 9, I have Cloverfield.
Good pick.
The first one. I also really love 10 Cloverfield Lane, but I wasn't gonna put both on, so I just picked one.
Because of me flipping around my list today, I had to scratch Cloverfield off of my honorable mentions list.
Yeah,
because I only put 3, so I had to scratch it off, and it hurt so bad. I was like, I hope someone has Cloverfield on their list. I felt so bad scratching it off.
Oh God, why? So the next one on the list is Ex Machina.
Ooh, yes.
I heard that was a good movie.
Very good.
It is amazing.
Oscar Isaac is so good.
I own it on Blu-ray because I loved it so much.
It's actually Oscar Isaac who plays Poe Dameron in The Force Awakens, and Domhnall Gleeson who plays General Hux in The Force Awakens.
Yeah, they're both excellent actors. We've seen
them. Yeah, and Alicia Vikander won an Oscar that year, not for Ex Machina, but I feel like that played a part because she had 2 very good performances.
Yes. Number 7 is WALL-E.
Okay.
Yes. I love that movie, I still have to say.
You son of a bitch.
I know.
Everyone knows what WALL-E is. I mean, I'm sure that everyone at this point knows who WALL-E is. And number
Except
6...
I know who he is. I've seen the poster.
Number 6 for me is Arrival.
Nice.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's just such a cerebral film. And
it is, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
That's my 10 through 6.
All right, We're moving on here to Pedro.
All right, for me, I have 5 honorable mentions, just like him. So, for my, in no particular order, my first honorable mention is The Matrix. I know how you feel about the whole Matrix thing, Zach, but for me, I love whatever, people think about, Reloaded or Revolutions. I just love the actual world in The Matrix.
I love Keanu Reeves. Just not in The Matrix.
I love John Wick and John Wick Chapter 2. That's as far as I'll go.
Yeah, but,
Point Break's fun. Outside of that,
Yeah, I understand. So yeah, The Matrix. And then I have Prometheus. I just recently watched that. I thought it was great. It was a great world building movie for the Alien franchise. Even though a lot of people give it shit because it has no xenomorphs in it, which people
Yes, it does. That's
yeah
incorrect.
for like 10 seconds.
Not even like 5
Yeah.
seconds at the very end, but still.
Yeah.
Every time I show them someone Prometheus, I always tell them, listen, there's no xenomorphs in the movie. I just tell them, because if I say, like, oh, there kind of is, then they'll be expecting it.
Yeah.
So I always tell them there's not. That way at the end they get that nice little surprise.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Yeah,
better.
like-
It's better to not expect anything and be surprised than to expect something
Yes.
and be disappointed.
Yeah, exactly. Which because I went in knowing in Prometheus that there was gonna be no xenomorphs. So
Yeah, I knew that too, and I don't know
Yes.
why people thought there was going to be xenomorphs because, I mean, the trailers made it pretty clear.
Yeah, and Alien isn't in the title. Like, what more did you want?
yeah.
yeah.
And it's not like Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, where, like, you're thinking that, like, it's Halloween 3, Michael Myers in here somewhere, but he wasn't. Like, listen, like, you have Alien Covenant, and you have Prometheus. Like, Alien is not in the title of one of those for a reason.
And you know what's funny about Halloween 3? They were the kids in the movie were watching a Halloween movie with Michael Myers in it. Like they were watching a that was like why
Yeah.
So, but other than that, my other honorable mentions is District 9.
Man, I was really hoping someone would mention this because I rolled this around in my head for a long time.
Yeah. Next is Snowpiercer with Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, yeah. And,
I heard that was really good.
And Ed Harris.
I really liked it. Honestly,
Yeah.
give it a watch. It's definitely really good.
Such a good action film. Like, low budget action film. Very
Oh man,
close
now I
quarters,
want to change
too.
my list. Not because of Snowpiercer, but I just thought of something else.
But yeah, and then 11. Now people are gonna probably crucify me for this, but the only reason why it's at number 11 for me is because I didn't want to add more than one movie of a franchise in the same franchise on my list. So this is why it's at number 11 in my honorable mentions, and it's Alien.
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
The first Alien.
The first Alien. But like I said,
What number is that?
That's number 11. But
Ooh.
my reasoning is like, if this was like go all out, it could be the same movies and the same franchise, doesn't matter. Alien probably would have been number 2 for me.
We're going to play a quick game here. Really quick, before you start here, before you go into your list, based on Alien. Since
Okay.
Covenant comes out this week, I want you both to guess how many minutes of screen time the Xenomorph gets in the first Alien movie. And whoever's closer will win.
Screen time?
Yep, how long is it on screen?
Screen.
I'll
Not
let
the face
Pedro go
hugger.
first.
Not the face hugger, the
The
actual
actual
Xenomorph.
right.
Like baby form and everything.
8 minutes.
Travis?
I'm going to be a lot more optimistic than that. I'm going to say 23 minutes.
Less than 4 minutes.
Oh my
Really?
god.
Less than 4 minutes of actual screen time. It's all tension in the movie. It's so cool.
I guess that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
less than 4 minutes of actual screen time.
Okay,
So I would imagine.
I dig
yeah,
it.
yeah. So.
Literally less than Cloverfield
I mean,
Monster.
to be
which I
fair,
think
in
was
the
like
first
6.
Alien, how long was the alien actually have screen time wise in the first Alien?
Yeah, less than 4 minutes.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Oh, I thought you meant an Alien Covenant.
No,
Oh.
the first Alien.
Oh, well then. Never mind. I thought you meant Alien Covenant. I
Oh,
thought
that's
No,
what I thought
yeah.
you
I thought-
said.
yeah,
That's
I
what I
thought.
thought. Yeah.
That's why we were guessing for Alien Covenant. And
Yeah.
No, I
that's what I thought.
said in honor of Covenant. I'm gonna let you both
Oh
guess
my
in the
God.
original Alien how much screen time.
I did
Oh,
not.
okay.
I totally missed that.
Yeah,
All right.
whatever.
All right, we guessed for Alien Covenant then. So let's keep this bet going.
All right, well, I might as well guess for Alien Covenant. I'll say 6 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
6,
all right.
8, and 23.
I think Xenomorph would be basically a third act thing.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's what I've been hearing. So.
All right, so Pedro, onto your list.
Onto my list for 10 through 6. For my number 10 is Wall-E. Zach, you need to watch this movie. I'm telling you, man. Like I've been telling you so many times.
I promise I will.
Wally.
Yeah. Great movie.
There's literally like no dialogue in the first.
exactly. It's
half of this movie.
fantastic. And it's also like a very nice romantic movie as well on top.
Yeah.
But I won't get into that because Zach has yet to see it.
Yeah.
Number 9 for me is the 2005 Peter Jackson's King Kong. I really liked
Does
that movie.
Count as sci-fi?
I mean,
It's a giant ape.
yeah, it's
Yeah, but when I looked it up, it was action adventure fantasy.
Yeah, but you can still classify it under sci-fi.
I mean,
there's a lot of gray area there.
I know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of gray area.
It's-
That's why
it's
I'm
personal.
curious.
It's personal, so
I personally don't count it as sci-fi, so that's why it's not on my list.
Pedro personally can, and I will personally agree with
and that's
Pedro
totally
that
fine.
You can.
That's totally fine.
All right.
I'm just clarifying that it's not on my list. I would have put it on my list if I would have thought about it, if I would have classified it. but I don't.
But
so.
moving on, for my number 8, which I just saw today, which made my list. I was like, okay, this has to make my list now, which is Star Trek Beyond. I love the trilogy that they have right now. I'm hoping for a fourth one, and I'm hoping the fourth one comes out soon, because this Beyond was just fantastic. It had that one great scene that I was talking to you earlier.
Sabotage. Yep.
Yeah, that was just perfect. Like the perfect any time in a movie to put any musical score like that in a movie, that was perfect.
Out of curiosity, what is everyone's favorite Star Trek film? The of the new ones, not the old ones.
The one that appears on my list. You'll see it in a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually originally had the first Star Trek on my list.
Oh yeah.
That was at my number 10, but then I switched it with Ghostbusters.
2009, not the motion picture.
Yes,
Okay,
2009.
of course, yes. Motion picture was not good.
It was okay.
The original, Wrath of Khan was very good.
Wrath of Khan was good. The original was only good to Star Trek fans.
Yeah.
And I'm somewhat of a Star Trek fan due to my dad. My dad's a huge Star Trek fan.
I became a Star Trek fan when the reboot came out.
See, I was actually a Star Trek fan before that. My dad was a huge Star Trek fan. We used to watch it.
Yeah, I grew up watching First Contact with Patrick Stewart. That was the one I watched more than any, and then Wrath of Khan.
You mean Next Generation? Because Patrick Stewart was Next Generation.
No, the movie First Contact.
Okay,
it's
the
Next
movie, yeah.
Generation cast.
Right.
But the movie First Contact.
For some reason, I thought that was a series, and I don't know, whatever. Anyway, I would say Into Darkness is my personal favorite out of these three. Yeah,
It was until I saw Beyond.
Beyond is very good. It's up there, definitely.
Yeah. For my number 7, which I also just recently watched, is Blade Runner with Harrison Ford.
Nice.
Yeah, I adored that movie. Whenever there was like a time during the scene, I was like, oh, if they do this, it'll be awesome. And they did it. I was like, oh my god. So
I actually just watched this right before the podcast.
Oh really?
Yeah, I hadn't watched it in years, and I couldn't remember any of it. And then I decided I'm gonna watch this before the podcast so I can see if I want to put it on my list or not.
Yeah, and being the fact that the new Blade Runner is coming out, I figured, I was like, yeah, I should watch the original.
Yeah, it's
and,
about that time, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, hey, and the fact that the original Blade Runner takes place in 2019, I thought that was pretty interesting. Mm-hmm. So I was like, wow, imagine if this is what our world was in 2019.
Yeah, when I actually didn't realize it was 2019. I don't know why my brain didn't put that together. And when he said his birthday in the movie, where he's just like, "It's my birthday is April 10th, 2017," and I was like, "Wait a second, that was a month ago."
Yeah, that's funny. And then for number 6 to finish it off is Terminator 2. Yeah,
Judgment Day.
That's a good pick.
T2 Judgment Day.
Yes, that's actually a really good pick.
Very good pick.
Yeah, freaking love it. So yeah. All right, so Zach, on to you.
All right. Yeah, I feel like this list will be a bit more similar to when we did our top 10 films. I feel like we will have a lot of similar picks on this one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had 3 honorable mentions. I'm gonna make it 4 though now, because I'm not gonna mention Cloverfield because I did mention that before. But yeah, my honorable mentions, I have Arrival, which was on Travis's list. I have Looper, which is Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Bruce Willis.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I do really I like that.
Very good movie. I really like the movie. It's pretty. I don't want to say it's self-explanatory. It's really not by the title Looper. But yeah, basically, they send time travelers. They send people back in time from the future because it's impossible to get away to murder in the future. So send them back to the present, kill them here, and not present, a little bit more in the future. But, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, they send back yourself after a while, his goes free, and yeah, madness ensues. So yeah, it's fun time. And my next one is John Carpenter's The Thing. My other honorable mention.
I was hoping somebody would mention that as well.
Yeah, it's a classic, honestly. And just for its time, the practical effects to do bubble gum, microwave bubble gum to get that effect of the flesh and all that searing is really so far ahead of its time, and it's still, in terms of horror, it's still such a good movie. And the last one I want to mention here is because I didn't know whether I wanted to classify as straight sci-fi, so I didn't put it on my list. But I was just thinking about now is Inception, the Christopher Nolan movie. I really love the movie. It didn't quite make my list because of the reason where I didn't know. Should I do straight sci-fi stuff, So, yeah, to get my list started, I'm going to start off with a movie that'll probably be higher on yours because my number 10 is Jurassic Park.
What makes you think this movie's gonna be higher on my list, Zach?
I don't know. It was both your number ones in top 10 films, so
no idea what you're.
If it's number 1 in films, I'm just assuming, unless I get a change of heart. But yeah, I really like Jurassic Park. I just don't like it as much as you guys because you both adore and love this movie. It's very good. So I of course put it's on my list of top 10 sci-fi. That's a good thing. My number 9 is a movie that I forgot about today until Pedro told me he watched Star Trek Beyond, and that is Star Trek 2009.
Yeah.
So I had to edit my list and put that on my list. It is my favorite of the original Star Trek movies. When we did our favorite movie of every year, that was my number 1 for 2009.
Yeah.
So, my number 8 is Mad Max Fury Road.
Ah, there you go.
Post-apocalyptic.
Is that? Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, post-apocalyptic. Yeah, very, very sci-fi.
Okay.
It's post-apocalypse. So, yeah.
'Cause I thought about that one too.
There's a lot of gray area when it comes to sci-fi.
Yeah, sci-fi isn't only space. Like, there's a lot you can do with sci-fi.
That's why I was trying to like break down that gray area.
Yeah, there's a lot of gray area. So it is like personal preference and how you really grade everything and see everything. So yeah, my number 7 was mentioned on Pedro's list, and that is the original Alien. And number 7, Ridley Scott. I'm very excited for Covenant this week. And my number 6 movie is not on Pedro's list so far, but it kind of a little bit was like its sequel was, and that is The Terminator.
Ah, okay.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, the first one. He was back after this one. So very good movie, and yeah, that's my number 6.
You sure the Genesis didn't make your list?
It was close. I almost put it in my honorable mentions. It was very close.
Oh, okay.
For as bad as Genesis was, it was better than Salvation. So
yeah, I hear you. So yeah, guys, we're gonna get to our 5 through 2, and apparently I am first.
You are first.
So okay, for my 5 through 2, starting with 5 is the original Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold.
Yeah, freaking, I love that movie. Get to the chopper, famous line, so.
What are you doing? Do it!
Yeah. So, I freaking adore that movie. It's a shame that when Alien versus Predator came out, that was just
Yeah, we don't count that.
Yeah, it's non-canon. It's not canon. So.
But it's not as bad as I thought it was. And I have a lot of unpopular opinions on this podcast. Usually I don't, but I recently rewatched AVB because why not? And I came to the realization, I'm like, if this movie did not take place on Earth, it probably would have gotten much better reviews.
Yeah,
it's not a good movie. It would. I don't think it'd be fresh, but it'd probably be just a little bit under 50, as opposed to like in the 20s or whatever it is now.
Yeah. 21 actually.
21.
So I remember when we did that for Rotten Tomatoes, and
yes.
Yeah. So Predator for me was number 5, and number 4 for me is possibly my favorite comic book movie of all time, which is The Avengers.
All right.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Freaking loved that movie. So it was a shame for me because at the time I really didn't go to the movies as much as I did when The Avengers first came out. So I didn't get to experience that movie theater experience when it first came out. So
it was awesome.
I heard so many people say that it was like their best movie theater experience ever. I was like, I just missed
it's still my favorite ever.
Yeah. So it's a shame, but The Avengers is great. So number 3 for me is the sequel to what was on your list. Is Aliens. I freaking adored this movie. Freaking Ripley's character and Newt was a great duo in this film. And to see late great Bill Paxton again, it's game over, man. It was just great to hear him say those classic lines. Yeah. So it brought a tear to my eye knowing the fact that that he did recently pass away, which was very sad. So yeah, Aliens for number 3, and number 2 it's the original Star Wars. I freaking episode 4, A New Hope, this started the groundbreaking, movie trend thing, with creating a new like horizon for film in the sci-fi genre. So the original gets its number 2 spot for me. Darth Vader's one of the best on-screen villains we've ever had. So yeah. That's my 5 through 2.
All right, yeah, solid list.
Yeah, so I think it's Zach that's next.
Yep. So just moving on here. You just mentioned it. My number 5 is Star Wars: A New Hope. Original Star Wars. So yeah, absolutely love it, adore it. Obviously, everyone knows I'm a huge Star Wars fan, as all of us are here. My number 4. I think from here on out, my number 4 through 2 have all been on your list so far, Pedro. Because my number 4 is T2 Judgment Day.
Oh, there you go.
That's a pretty good film.
Yeah, it is. James Cameron. He might make an appearance sometime here soon. My number 3 is Blade Runner, as was mentioned on. Did you have it on yours, Pedro? Or
yeah, that was on my list.
Okay, yeah, it was on yours. Yeah, so obviously, you already mentioned very good movie for its time. It is beautiful aesthetically. Beautiful, beautiful movie. I cannot wait for 2049. My number 2 is Aliens.
There you go.
I'll just echo what you said, where it is a great goddamn movie. And honestly, I was just rewatching this the other day, and honestly, like, everyone always says that Alien 1 is like the horror movie, and Alien 2 is the action movie. But I think Aliens has scarier moments than the first Alien.
Yeah, I mean, when I rewatched the first Alien, and I felt like the first Alien was more suspenseful, if anything.
Yeah, it's very suspenseful. But in Aliens, you have that awesome scene when they're like, it's like 6 meters away. They're like, wait, that means they're already in the room. Then they look up and they're in the vents. Yeah. And then you also have the scene of when Newt is like in like that like goo stuff, and the egg opens up with the face hugger and it's slowly coming out. Like, it's so, like, that's so terrifying. And I absolutely adore this movie. I can watch it. I've watched it twice in the last 2 weeks, like, in preparation for Covenant. Like, I absolutely love it. I could watch it 1,000 times and it's so good. So yeah, that's my 5 through 2.
All right, Travis.
Oh boy, put me in the spotlight, why don't you? All right. Well, for my number 5, I have Blade Runner.
All right.
All right.
So that was 3 for 3 on ours.
Yeah, I saw it today, and I'm like, yeah, this is great. I got to put this on my list. Like, it was just an immediate, like, yeah, I have to. So that's why it's at number 5. Number 4, I don't think any of you have even mentioned yet. My number 4 is The Iron Giant.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. I was actually thinking about that, but it's been such a long time since I've seen the movie. I'd have to rewatch it, and that was just one of the movies.
I haven't seen it in forever, but I've seen it so many times that I could probably recite the whole thing to you because I love that movie.
Yeah, I hear you.
Number 3 for me is actually Alien.
All right.
Oh, okay.
That is my number 3.
All right. Nice.
So number 2, you might find this kind of surprising, Zach. My number 2 is Jurassic Park.
I know he just did that just to prove you wrong.
He absolutely did.
Yep. It's not even that. I actually do have a very, very big love for number 1, but I won't say it, obviously. But yeah, Jurassic Park is my number 2 for obvious reasons. It's just an amazing sci-fi film.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I completely agree. So yeah, here we go on to our number 1 picks for a sci-fi movie of all time, personal sci-fi movie. So Zach, what is your number 1?
All right, well, my number 1 is should not be a shock to anyone, and that is The Empire Strikes Back.
There you go.
It was the only, out of all these movies on my list, it was the only one that made an appearance on my top 10 films of all time when we did that podcast. I think it was number 6 on that one, if I remember right.
Right, yeah.
So it's perfect. It's the best sequel ever made, even though it's like part of a trilogy, but still. It is absolutely fantastic. It is, to me, by far the best science fiction movie ever made, and I am just such a huge Star Wars fan. Like as you guys know, like we all are. And to me, growing up on Star Wars, this was always the pinnacle. This was always by far the best one. And with such a huge love of the franchise and the entire saga of the original trilogy, I absolutely loved Empire. So it's just perfect. And yeah, that's about all.
Yeah. All right. Great pick. And I think it's Travis.
It is me. Okay. So my number 1 film of all time, I kind of copped out a little bit, honestly. Mine is the entire original trilogy.
Okay.
We all.
I did do that with Disney because I did have the entire Toy Story trilogy as my number 1.
Yeah, we all obviously know Empire is the best one out of all of them, but you really can't have one without the other. So,
yeah.
So as far as it goes, like 4, 5, and 6, I guess technically, if you want to call it 4, 5, and 6, it's really just Star Wars, Empire, and Return. They're amazing. They're great films. I can't pick one.
I can, and it's Empire.
Good job, Zach.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, like I said, only one of the original two that did not make it on my list was Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
But I still love Return of the Jedi. Yeah, it's just like a step below the other two.
It had the Ewoks.
Yeah, it had the
that.
Ewoks. So yeah, you have. I had Star Wars: A New Hope number 5, Empire number 1. I'm just a huge Star Wars fan. And Pedro, on to you.
All right, for my number 1 pick, and sorry to disappoint you, Zach, but it is not Temple of Doom.
Oh man, I was sure.
Yeah, definitely. But no, my number 1 pick, if you haven't seen it yet, it's obviously number 1. It is the original Jurassic Park. I don't know how much I need to get into this, but it's obviously, one of my favorite movies of all time. I watched this so many times growing up. I can probably recite every line in the whole movie. So yeah, I've rewatched this a little bit, the past week, just because I didn't need to rewatch it, because I already know how great it was. So yeah, Jurassic Park for my number 1.
Life finds a way.
Yeah, which I can't wait for Jeff Goldblum's return.
Yeah.
So.
Jeff Goldblum returns just like he did in the second Jurassic Park movie.
Which wasn't completely terrible, but it was passable for a Jurassic Park movie. But better
I will openly disagree with that statement.
Better than 3, obviously, but
I will openly agree with that statement.